In this video, we're gonna be battling 3 wildlife tripod setups, and I call it a battle because, yeah, I battle all my tripods. Anywhere I want. I actually broke the tripod. Hey, what's up guys? My name's KrisLuckPhoto. I'm a wildlife photographer and videographer here in beautiful Kodiak, Alaska. And I make videos like this to inspire you and educate you and hopefully teach you something along the way. Let's first start off with the 3 tripods here. This one where this Canon R5 Mark II with the 600 is just a standard tripod. It's called a Vanguard, Alta Vanguard tripod. Nothing special about the tripod base itself, except it's long, it's tall, it's got the clips here, and this is the only tripod of the video where I actually don't like the tripod itself, but it was the last one that I had. Mainly, we're focusing on the gimbal head here. This is a Wimberley something Pro. I forget the model number because a friend let me borrow this and the lens to make this video. So thank you for that, Jennifer. I want to say, you know, starting off, this is like your typical wildlife setup. It's great for big lenses like this here because you can set the camera wherever you want and it's good to go. Good for photos. It's pretty good for videos with heavier lenses like the 600. I do notice though, this is gonna be, in a lot of cases, the least supportive for wildlife video. And that's really what this video comes down to, is wildlife video for me. This has a lot of shakiness to it sometimes, like in heavy winds, or for some reason, just in general, I don't know what the issue is. I shot some sea otters with it, and it actually did fine, but it's just one of those where I've had the least luck with it. This is the Tribex Small Rig Potato Jet Combo. It's the first tripod where it has a clutch system where you can squeeze the button and it changes the height and everything for you. It's supposed to be the easiest setup of them all, but I've had the worst luck with it. And in fact, I actually broke this tripod. You can see I got a wobbly leg here. That's typically easy to fix. You just screw these in. Well, the reason it's wobbly is because I yesterday broke this thing. So, you know, when this tripod is working healthy, it's not bad. I definitely felt like it was kind of hard to set up with a big lens. Like, it wasn't designed for it. You know, even though this tripod head and base can hold 13 pounds, this camera setup here is 8 pounds. So that shouldn't be an issue. I'm not really sure why I wasn't really comfortable with it. I've shot with video heads before, but it just didn't feel good. If you're doing strictly video, a professional video head will probably be your best bet, but this tripod, you know, even though it's supposed to be easy with this clutch system, I really had a lot of problems. Let me lower it for you real quick, and we'll just bring this thing to the ground. And then finally, this here is the my preferred setup, and you're probably looking at this like, what the heck? This is your wildlife setup. It's the least tall of them all. Check this out though. This is a ball head and a gimbal head, and well, I actually have the tripod facing the wrong way. Let me show you exactly what I mean. And this is really nice to set up. It's really quick. For this, let me unscrew this, and it's kind of hard because you gotta do this with one hand, and you take this off. But now you just throw this on and then you just snap that in and it's good to go. I actually rarely shoot with my tripod all the way up, but you know, this thing is a gimbal head and you can control the tightness of it. You can move it wherever you need it to go. You can go up and down, and you can shoot it like a camera, or you can shoot it, you know, I use the viewfinder a lot, but there's only like 2% of the time I'm really shooting these tripods from eye level. I'm really shooting them kneeling down, animal level with a bear or something like that. So let me get these tripods down to eye level. Sometimes these twist locks can be a pain, but when I'm doing some hiking and stuff or walking all day, I actually like the twist locks because it takes up less room. So that gets really small. I'll show you guys in a second, and let me just take this one down. But the issue with this is these clips can get tight and stuck just like the twist locks can. But the worst part is these twist locks get caught on my backpack and stuff, and really just kind of a pain. Oh, I never mentioned this ball head. This is, you know, most important part of the video, really. This is the Flex Shooter Pro ball head. This is actually the most expensive setup I have now that I think about it, because the tripod Benro Enduro Hydra 2 is $189. The ball head is $699. So that's $900 for the setup. This one would be a $150 tripod, $650 thing, so $800. And this was $800. So this is actually the most expensive setup of them all, and it just happens to be my favorite. But look how small this one gets. You can see if I put the camera here, I'll have more height up on the Wimberley with a gimbal head and that tripod. And this is really the worst part about this Tribex tripod is it's the tallest of them all. I mean, that is almost coming up here. It is a pain in the butt to hike in my camera bag with. Just put it in my camera bag. This one fits, it's not too bad. This one is seamless. It's like a regular travel tripod, and you know, they're really light. This is the lightest setup of them all. Both of these are pretty heavy. You'll see some weights here on the screen. I don't have the exact weights right on the top of my head.
The cool thing about these tripods is versatility. You can mix and match heads and legs to find your perfect combo. Starting with the Wimberley gimbal head, a classic for a reason. It's smooth and supports big lenses. This tripod plus the gimbal head weighs 8 pounds, extends to 73 inches, and at its most compact size, it's 31.5 inches. And honestly, it's just a pain to lug around. Once it's set up, it's a dream to use, but that initial hassle, not ideal for me. And at $800, it's a serious investment.
So that was a pretty decent moment. I just got some cute little sea otters here. Kind of a miserable day. Rainy, windy, kind of cold, not too bad for being in Alaska in January. This is a gimbal head. This is a Weatherby, or what, not Weatherby, that's a rifle. This is a Wimberley, and it's, I forget the model number, but it was $650. Courtesy to my friend Jennifer Fogel-Smith, best wildlife photographer I know here in the world, but she's basically my neighbor here in Alaska, which is nice. But she let me use her 600, and she also let me use this Wimberley tripod head a long time ago, a gimbal head. Pretty cool moment. I got some cool stable footage. It's definitely the longest to set up, in my opinion. You gotta like balance, make sure everything's kind of balanced and then tight where it needs to be tight and loose where it needs to be. When it works pretty good for like a heavy lens. I think when you're using like a 400, 600, 800, 1200, that's really when you need a tripod. Most of my wildlife stuff is shot with like a 100 to 300, or I'm sorry, 100 to 500. And I honestly don't use the tripods too much, but bigger lenses, I like to do it. Especially in the world of video, I love to capture wildlife video, and I found tripods definitely help.
Next is the Tribex by SmallRig. Similar weight at 8.2 pounds, it collapses down to 30.5 inches, but reaches a maximum height of 67 inches. Theoretically, this tripod should be easier, but I actually broke a leg on this thing. The leg locks are finicky, and that delay when extending, frustrating. Honestly, a fluid head is the best thing you can do for smooth pans and tilts, and it's essential for pro wildlife work. But at $800, and with these leg issues, it's not my top pick.
I'm just gonna lower this tripod to my next spot. So let's say I wanna go to a real low shot really quick. Well, there we go. You don't have to adjust anything, which is really nice. It's sturdy, it's really good. I don't want to mess with it with the camera on without, you know, manhandling it, because this lens isn't mine. But like, I can really put this anywhere I want. The bigger issues with this tripod is the fact that it's got really long leg bases. It's the longest of any of the other tripods I have, which as a wildlife photographer, I like to get as low as to the ground as possible. You know, in this situation, it's fine, but the lower to the ground, eye level with the animals is good. I mean, this does a decent job, but it's not everything you need. As a wildlife photographer and with bigger lenses, this tripod's cool in the terms of you can set it up, and if you want it to stand up really quick, you can just stand it up and you're good to go. It locks back down. You know, let's say this is the new height that I want to record at, then that's fine. Boy, was I wrong. It got cold and windy and my hands are just cold. You know, it's like 40 degrees. Anyway, I got some emperor geese here and I'm using this Tribex potato jet by Small Rig Tripod. It's good for a lot of things. It's definitely not good for wildlife. It's not as stable as I want it. I got all the settings as tight as I can, and I purposely asked Jennifer to borrow this lens because it is the heaviest lens I could think of that I've actually like broke the tripod. I can't get the one leg to lock. It automatically will go all the way up and there's no lock to prevent that. So I'm gonna see if I can fix that at the house when it's a little drier and warmer outside. But it definitely doesn't seem like it can handle a big load. I just got some emperor geese here. They're hard to get close to, and you know, 600 is not bad for what I got right now. Right now it's stable, but when I wanted to like really get the tripod to be in a certain spot, it really just drifts just a little bit. So kind of unfortunate, but I like the idea of it. It'd probably be really good with the 100 to 500 or 70 to 200. Heavier lenses, I would not recommend this tripod. It doesn't just flow really good for me in these quick moments. Even though that's what it's supposed to do. A lot of times I end up shooting low anyway, so I don't really need that you know, tall extension right away. So I usually shoot as low as the tripod lets me go. I'm not gonna lie, this Tribex tripod is okay once you get it set up, and I get that, you know, setting the tripod itself up is supposed to be easier. For wildlife, this is just not a like good setup. I'm not a fan of it. I feel like it takes me forever to get a shot. I feel like it could drift if I let it go too easy. The way it comes for $800, I don't think it's really that good, you know, with heavier equipment, and this thing is supposed to be able to hold up enough that this shouldn't be an issue with it. I'll be honest, like, I'm not a fan of these video heads and the Manfrotto plates that they come with. I definitely like Arca Swiss. I don't know what it is with these. I can never get them comfortable enough to be confident in my shooting. So I'm gonna head on home. Hopefully we can finish this video tomorrow because we only have a couple minutes of daylight left. And it's just been so miserable. I'm hoping I get a little bit of time tomorrow with some nice weather. This has been the worst winter on Kodiak I've ever been in. It's just miserable rain every day.
Finally, my go-to. Flex Shooter Pro ball head on a Benro Enduro Hydra 2 is lightweight at only 4.9 pounds, and it compacts down to 22.5 inches when it's all collapsed. The maximum height is a little low at 62 inches. I understand taller people like to shoot at eye level, and that might be a deal breaker for them, but most of my wildlife videos are filmed as low as I can get at eye level with the animal. I love this setup because for me, anything that takes less time and doesn't hurt my body hauling around all day is going to trump everything else. The ball head is expensive at $699, but the quality is unmatched. The whole setup is $889, but for me, the time saved and reduced strain on my body are priceless. Unless I'm on a major documentary shoot, this is my award-winning combo. But ultimately, the best tripod is the one that fits your needs. Consider weight, size, ease of use, and budget to find your perfect match.
Once again, my favorite setup, the Benro Enduro Hydra 2 tripod. It gets really low to the ground. I mean, this is really good and low right now, as you guys can see. With the Flex Shooter Pro ball head, you have full panning up and down, and it just doesn't take up as much room as a big tripod like this here. This fits in my camera bag the absolute best. It's really nice and smooth and seamless. I have no issues with it. I've gotten some great videos with this over the summer in Katmai National Park. And overall, I mean, I've had the best luck with this. And choosing the best tripod is what you're most comfortable with. And, you know, if you're good with a bigger tripod, sure. If you're good with a bigger head, sure. I like the most compact of them all, and my videos come out really smooth, even, like I said, when panning. Like, you know, I got bears chasing other bears with this, and it came out pretty good. So those are my three tripods that I literally battled with. I'm choosing this one the best. I have prices and weights on the video in the description. If you guys want to see me put this tripod to the test, click on this video right here. When I was in Katmai National Park, most of my footage of bears was shot with this tripod. And one of the other great things that I love, I just thought about, was this is Arca Swiss. This is not Arca Swiss, and the gimbal head is Arca Swiss. So Arca Swiss over that any day. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.